This is for you. You who are barely holding on. You who are tired in a way no one seems to notice. You who wake up every day with a weight in your chest and still find the strength to rise. You who smile for others but quietly fall apart when the door is closed. You who wonder if you'll ever feel light again. I see you. And I want you to hear this without pressure, without noise, without judgment. You are not weak for feeling this way. You are not broken for not being okay. And you are not alone, even when it feels like you are. I know the silence can get loud. I know the nights can stretch on forever when you're hurting. I know the days blur together when you're surviving instead of living. And I know how heavy it feels when it seems like no one notices the pain you carry quietly. But just because it's silent doesn't mean it isn't real. Just because you're holding it together doesn't mean it isn't hard. And just because you've survived every day so far doesn't mean you have to keep doing it alone. You are allowed to feel how you feel. You are allowed to break. You are allowed to be exhausted. You are allowed to not know how to keep going. This letter isn't here to give you a miracle. It's not here to tell you that everything is magically going to be okay. It's not here to fix what's hurting. It's here to be with you in it. To sit beside your ache. To breathe through the chaos. To remind you that you're still human even when you feel like you've disappeared. You don't need to pretend tonight. You don't need to be strong. You don't need to justify why you're falling apart. Sometimes life just hurts. Sometimes the pressure is just too much. Sometimes the weight you carry, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, is more than anyone should have to bear. And if that's where you are right now, please, just take this moment to pause, to stop holding your breath, to stop pretending it's fine, to stop hiding your ache behind politeness or productivity or silence. Let it hurt. Let it be what it is. Let it rise to the surface without shame. Because pretending is exhausting. And you're already tired enough. So this letter is your permission to not be okay. To lay it down for a little while. To just exist as you are in this very moment, hurting, tired, confused, angry, numb, whatever it is. You don't need to change anything right now. You don't need to solve what's unsolvable in this hour. You don't need to be motivated or hopeful or even optimistic. You just need to stay. That's all. Just stay. One more breath. One more minute. One more night. Because I promise you, even if it doesn't feel like it, this pain will shift. This darkness won't stay this dark. This heaviness will loosen. Your strength, which feels invisible right now, will carry you through. You've already done more than most people will ever understand. You've shown up when it was the last thing you wanted to do. You've held back tears when no one could see you. You've chosen to stay when everything in you screamed to give up. You've whispered to yourself, just get through the next hour. And you did. That is strength. That is resilience. That is courage. Even when it feels like barely surviving. And even though it doesn't feel like a victory, it is. You are not failing. You are not weak. You are not falling behind. You are not too much or not enough. You are a person carrying more than anyone should have to. And you are still here. Still breathing. Still showing up. Still trying, even if trying looks like barely making it out of bed. That counts. That matters. So please don't believe the voice that tells you otherwise. The one that whispers that no one would care if you disappeared. The one that tells you your pain is annoying or dramatic or meaningless. The one that says you should be over it by now. That voice isn't truth. It's pain. It's fear. It's exhaustion speaking in the language of self-doubt. So when that voice gets loud, I hope mine is louder. I hope you hear this in the quiet of your room. You matter. You are needed. You are worthy. And your pain is not too much. I don't care how messy it feels. I don't care how long it's been. I don't care what others have said or failed to say. You are not a burden. You are not invisible. You are not alone in this. You don't have to explain why you feel this way. You don't need a perfect reason. Sometimes the world is just too heavy for sensitive hearts. Sometimes life hits harder than we were prepared for. Sometimes grief sits in your chest without a name. Sometimes you just get tired of pretending. And that's okay. You've been taught to hide it. To smile when you're breaking. To say I'm fine with tears still clinging to your lashes. To toughen up. To keep pushing. To be strong. But strength doesn't always look like standing tall. Sometimes it looks like crying on the floor. Sometimes it looks like breathing through the panic. Sometimes it looks like not picking up the phone because you just can't today. And sometimes it looks like pressing play on a video like this, hoping someone, somewhere will understand. I do. And I want you to know that you can keep going. Not perfectly. Not all at once. Not with joy and energy and spark. But slowly. Quietly. Softly. With trembling hands and a tired heart. You can heal. You can rest. You can break and still come back together. You are not beyond repair. There is a version of you that you haven't met yet. One that smiles without forcing it. One that breathes without clenching their jaw. One that wakes up without dread. One that feels peace in their chest instead of pressure. That version of you is still possible. They are not gone, only buried beneath the weight of now. But they are there, waiting. So for now, while you're in this place, this dark, tender, aching place, I'll sit here with you. In silence, in presence, in understanding. You don't have to talk. You don't have to smile. You don't have to change. Just sit. Just breathe. Just let this letter remind you that you are still here. And that means something. So here is your reminder. You are allowed to feel this way. You are allowed to take up space. You are allowed to need support. You are allowed to fall apart. You are allowed to rest. You don't have to be on all the time. You don't have to carry the world. You don't have to be the one who always has it together. Just breathe. And if you do nothing else tonight, if you feel like you've failed at everything else, if your only act of strength was pressing play, that was enough. You were enough. You are enough. So if you need to cry, cry. If you need to rest, rest. If you need to collapse into this moment, do that. You are not being dramatic. You are not being weak. You are being human, and it is beautiful. Even in this brokenness, even in this exhaustion, even in the not knowing, it is still you, still worthy, still lovable. So stay. Please stay. The world needs you, not a polished version, not a fixed version, just you. Messy, uncertain, soft, tired, real. And one day, maybe sooner than you think, the weight will lift, the pain will soften, the fog will thin, and you'll find yourself standing in a version of life that feels lighter. But until then, this letter is for you, the one who's barely holding on. And I'm holding space for you until you can hold it for yourself again.